Okay, this is a HVX 200 in a depth of field with a Letus Elite in a handheld setup. And what I'm going to show you today is how to build up the HVX 200 from nothing and build all this stuff and configure it right so that you can be on your way to shoot your film. Okay, so this is the Letus setup completely torn apart, and I want to go through all of the little individual items that you're going to need to be able to put the package together like it was in the very beginning of the video. Right here we have our HVX 200. It's just out of the box. We have the Zacuto base plate. This is a Letus Elite right out of the box with a Nikon mount. We've got a Z riser here. This is what we call a lens support or support with a 1-inch male rod threaded in the bottom. We also have a Q mount. That's this device here. We've got our 3 Allen wrenches. These are our tools that we're going to need. We've got a large base plate screw or Allen wrench. I've got a medium-sized Allen for the Letus and a small for the zip gear. You're going to need a flathead screwdriver. This is a Z mount. This will be going on your hand grips. We have the Z focus, which is your follow focus attachment. This is a shoulder pad with a Q mount and the Z grips themselves here. And then over here we've got a battery to go on the back. This is a red plate and double mount with a V-mount plate. We also call it like a Zacuto power supply. We've got a 35mm Zeiss lens that we sell here with the shade. We got a universal donut here and a Petrov 4x4 matte box. And then these are 4.5-inch extension rods, and also have here 2-inch. So now we're going to take all these pieces and we're going to put them together in that giant kit. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our HVX 200. You're going to want to take off the shade. There's a little screw back here. Rotate that. That rotates off like so. Then you're going to want to take your Allen for your Letus adapter. What we're going to do is we're going to take off or just unscrew the 3 screws here on the back that hold on the mount. So once you loosen all 3 screws on the back of the Letus, you'll be able to just take off that mount. And then what we're going to do is unscrew the cap. Then we're going to thread that onto the front of the HVX 200. Okay, so you want it nice and tight so it's not going to slip around. And then I'm going to show you how to put this Letus in the up configuration. And what you're going to want to do is make sure there's a battery in your HVX 200, and you turn it on. And then if you take off both caps in order to align it properly, what you're going to do is zoom out on the HVX 200, and you can see that square. That is the actual ground glass that you can see inside of the mount. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in just a little bit, and this will help us make sure that that square is nice and flush so we can use the most amount of available space on the ground glass. So that looks pretty straight to me. So then we're going to tighten all 3 of these screws, making sure that the Letus is flush back towards the mount, that it's not sticking out in any way. Okay, so we've got all of our stuff tightened on here. So the next step is to put our base plate on. So, if we rotate this adapter here, take our Zacuto base plate and place it right on the top here. And then I'm going to push it all the way to the back here. Then we take our screwdriver, and we tighten that screw, making sure that our base plate is straight on the HVX 200 body, which right there looks good. Make sure it's nice and tight. And then I usually tip the HVX on its side, or on its up front like this, and you take our large base plate Allen. We're going to loosen the front and the bottom of these two screws back here. That will allow us to adjust the height. And then we loosen this here so that these rods are nice and loose. Oops, there we go. That will allow us to get the correct height for our Z riser. So with one of these up, pop this on, and you want to put the clamping side of the Z riser there, flush with the end of the rods. And you might have to loosen up the Z riser that you received. Kind of move it up out of the way. And then we'll make sure that that's nice and tight. Like so. Okay. Now, you can see that the Z riser can slide up and down here. And what we're actually going to do, and then, here, actually let me pull this out and show. At the top of the Z riser, there's kind of this dip. What that dip's gonna go is right here on the bottom of the lettuce, and that'll help support and get some of that weight off the lens mount. So putting this back in, we'll put the Z riser here, and I'll just kind of tighten some of these just to hold it, so I get the right length of my rods here. Okay, and so that's nice and tight. Then we'll turn and put the whole camera system upside down. And then you want to kind of look at it at eye level, because what we want to do is make sure that it's straight. So if you get down here and you we're going to tighten the back screw first, and that will help us keep the right height between the Z riser and the back, making sure all this is straight. This should be, just lightly setting on top of here. And then we'll tighten this other one. Okay. So we want to make sure that those Allens are tight, so we'll give them a little extra turn. Okay, and we're almost there.